I'm Amanda, and this is Not Your Granny's Quilt Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode. For those of us in the US, it is Labor Day, so it's a holiday. It's a day off work and time to relax. It's kind of the signal of the unofficial end of summer. So I feel like people are kind of gearing down in terms of like traveling, outdoor, whatever. So hopefully you're tucking into a day of relaxation and just doing something nice for yourself. And hopefully this episode adds to that. So today, my guests, that's right, plural. I have two guests. They are Debbie Love and Sara Robitaille of Salty Sews. I am new to Salty Sews. I was not aware of them until just a few weeks ago, but I am hooked. I'm smitten. I love them. I think you guys will love them too. They just are so funny and have such a fun perspective on sewing and crafting. And I just had so much fun chatting with them. But a big reason why we had them on the show right now is because they have an event happening. They are in Florida, Lake Buena Vista. They're having an event called Salty Sew Something 2.0. Sorry, I didn't want to get that wrong. Salty Sew Something 2.0. So you can go to their Instagram. It's at salty_sews. You can go to saltysews.com or even saltysewsomething.com to check out the classes that they still have available. The vendor event, you can buy just a ticket to enter the vendor part of the show. There's free parking at the hotel where they're hosting. And so you can get all that information on their website or through their Instagram or even their Facebook page, Salty Sews on Facebook, and learn about that event. It just looks like so much fun. I wish I wasn't all the way across the country because I would try to go. It looks like such a good time. And there's something for everybody. There's paper crafts, there's handcraft sewing, there's um, clothing sewing, bag sewing, quilt sewing. There's so much different stuff. So check that out. And also just give them a follow on their Instagram. They have some fun sweary stickers, some fun merchandise you can purchase from their shop to support them. But I just had such a fun time chatting with these ladies. So I hope that you enjoy the conversation as well. So let's get into it. All right. Hi, Debbie and Sarah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good, good. Thank you so much for being here. So, anybody who doesn't know, Debbie and Sarah, you run Salty Sews, which we will talk about in a minute. But I want to bring up because you guys have an event coming up in Florida, called Salty Sew Something 2.0, and it's September 12th through 14th. So it's coming up really quickly. But you guys are looking for more attendees. Are you looking for more vendors? Like, what's the deal?
So at this point, we have all the vendors. It is a very small event. I mean,
Okay.
it's not minuscule, but it's smaller than most events, which is by design. And we do still have some space. We have space in our classes for day attendees, and we actually have space for weekend attendees as well. Not as many weekend attendees space as day attendees, obviously. Um, but we just
Okay.
wanted to make sure everybody was aware that we're here.
Yeah.
Come join
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, so there's going to be vendors, like we said, there's classes. So there's different types of classes people can take. So there's clothing, bags, quilts. There's like a bunch of different types of crafty.
It's literally across the spectrum. It's an event that's not meant for just one type. Like we have people who come um who don't sew at all.
Okay.
Like they just like to do handcrafts. So we
Okay.
have a full classroom that's dedicated to that type of thing. Like we have a paper flowers class, which
Mm.
I think I talk about this class too much because I'm so devastated that I can't take it. I'm obsessed with these paper flowers. Um, and then we have someone who's teaching English paper piecing, which is technically
Oh,
sewing, but it's hand sewing
You don't need a
versus
machine. Yeah, yeah.
you don't need to have a machine. And there are so many people who are still just afraid to even touch a sewing machine.
Hmm.
So they come to events like this to kind of dip their toe in. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a good place to come in and dip your toe in and see, A, are these my people that I want to hang out with for, and learn how to sew.
Hmm.
Um, which is probably my favorite part about the event and why we keep it small is the friendships that get formed here are amazing. Like we have our little crew that we refer to as the salty crew that we've kind of cultivated through the years of being salty sews. And the
Yeah.
amount of people who are like, I've never had friends like this before, like having this group of people that I can turn to and I talk to every day that I've never had that is
Hmm.
wild to me. And it kind of
Somebody,
makes me realize myself how little that happened, how little friends I had like that as well.
Yeah.
Although I
somebody
can't
on
get
one
rid
of
of that
our,
one.
well, no, I'm not going anywhere. On one of our, somebody posted somewhere about the event, and one of the past attendees was like, "Oh yeah, you have to go, whatever." And she said, "Come as attendees, leave as friends." And I was like, "Oh my God, that is so perfect," because that's like literally what happens. Like we keep it small. I'm a bug about I want to know everybody's name. Like I
Mm.
want to actually get to know everybody that's there. And
Yeah.
we've been able to kind of curate that environment, and it's really cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And it's a lot of shenanigans because we are definitely,
A lot.
we are not the professionals of the sewing world. Um, they don't call us salty sews for nothing. So
Yeah.
True story.
I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, oh, anytime people are like, do you want to speak at this event? I'm like, me? Like, are you
Like,
all
are you
right, I
sure?
guess. Like, I mean,
Don't-
sure, but
I guess
ooh,
that's the better thing to say. It's not that we're not professionals because we do know what we're doing. We are not the
right.
adults of the sewing world.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's yeah. Yeah. Like
But,
I know what I'm doing, but do you really want what I'm doing?
right. But while I'm
Probably.
doing it, I'm probably going to swear and
But
say
I'm
things that are
also,
inappropriate.
yeah, yeah,
But I'll do it right. I mean, and I'll teach you how to do it.
yeah.
It'll just be a journey.
It'll just be something different. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, it'll be a good time. That's for sure.
Yes.
We can guarantee that part. You'll
Yeah.
learn something and you'll have fun.
So fun. So it's in Lake Buena Vista, Florida,
Mhm.
which is the only
Which is
catch.
basically Kissimmee, like right outside
Okay.
of like Disney
It's
sphere.
it's actually Lake Buena Vista is still in the Disney sphere.
Oh,
They
that's
don't
true.
consider themselves Kissimmee anymore. I don't know what happened between them and Kissimmee, but they refer to themselves as Lake Buena Vista now.
Okay.
But nobody
So
knows
it's
what that means.
literally just up the road from the Mouse. Like
Oh,
it's within
okay.
driving distance of um the Mouse and their
Mhm.
big shopping area. And
Okay.
the hotel that we're in, not only does it have free parking, by the way, which is something we keep forgetting to tell people about because that's
Free
wild.
parking?
In Orlando. It's wild.
That's insane.
I know, that never happens.
But if you're staying at the hotel, they actually have shuttles that will take you to the Mouse, I
Oh,
believe. I haven't checked that this year, but I know they had it last year, so I doubt that it's something that went away.
okay.
But
Hmm.
even if it did, it's a couple bucks ride for an Uber to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
so
not
close.
far.
But we
That's
have a lot
crazy.
going on at night, so
You don't really want to go anywhere.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's so cool. I've never been to Florida, so that's neat. I do want to go to Disney because I've been to Disneyland like 5 times because it's West Coast and I'm West Coast. So, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But
listen,
anyway,
I'm a
okay.
Disney
Yeah.
World elitist. I obviously being a native Floridian, I believe Disney World is the superior
Of course.
set of parks.
Of
I'm sure
course.
someone's going to come for me for that.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know. It's fine. It's all the same thing. I mean, it's not the same, but it's like you're a Disney fan, and so okay, like people are allowed to have their favorites, and it's fine.
Yes.
I'm not a Disney person at all, so there's that.
There you go.
I'm a Universal person.
Ooh, yeah. Good times. Good times. Good times. Yeah, I love theme parks, but we used to go a lot when I was like, not a lot, but like family vacations and stuff. We'd do theme parks in Disney and drive ourselves down to California and
Mhm.
14 hours later. All right, kids, we're here to have fun. We're like, we just want to go back home. No, just kidding. Okay, so Salty Sew Something 2.0. It's on, you can get to it from your Instagram, which is salty_sews. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you have a website as well, which I didn't write down. It's just
Just
saltysews.com.
saltysews.com, or
Okay.
you can go to saltysewsomething.com. Either one of
Okay.
them work.
Okay. So people can find out if they're what classes are available, the event schedule, that kind of stuff, all from there. And then
And I can
yeah.
tell you just quickly, there are a couple bad classes that still have some space. There's very limited space in the clothing classes left.
Okay.
And there are a couple classes here and there that are sold out across all the different things that are
Mhm.
being taught. But there is still good availability
Oh,
of other
lots of it.
things. There's enough to keep you entertained.
Okay.
And we
That's
do have a
awesome.
room block. And the rooms are
Okay.
really reasonable. They're $149 a night. I think there's a couple spots left in the room block. But I might be able to squeak out more if people need them. I can schmooze.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. So yeah, there's room to stay. There's room in classes. People can check out the schedule to see if they're interested in anything that's still available. I was perusing the schedule because I was like, well, what kind of stuff is offered? And I was like, what? It's like everything. So there's something for
Yeah,
everybody, whether you sew or you don't sew, you can just go have a good time.
Yep.
Okay.
that's the goal.
Good. Awesome.
And
Well,
even if you don't have time to sew and you're in the area, you can stop by and see the vendors as well. There's a shopping pass for that as well.
okay. So you can just get a pass to go in and shop, even
Mhm.
if you're not taking classes. Okay. That's good to know. So if people aren't feeling the classes, but they're nearby, they can just hang out anyway.
Yep. We
Okay.
have some people who come because they have to work. They can't come for the event because they have to work, but they're
Right.
sad because they're going to miss out on the free shipping from the vendors that are there.
Right.
So
Right. Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, go shop anyway. I think it's
yeah,
good. It's call in sick. It's fine. You don't need to go to work.
that's what I
Exactly.
do.
You're like,
But listen, I do it to take that paper flowers class or
Listen,
the several of the classes on there. But
I'm
yeah.
signed up for the paper flowers class. I know that I can't take the paper flowers class. I bought a ticket for the paper flowers class because I just want to make sure I get a kit. Like I really want to
Oh,
make these flowers. Like, I'm obsessed.
that's so
I feel
cool.
bad. I like literally, we're talking about the paper flowers. We have
Mhm.
numerous teachers coming to the event,
Yes.
and they are all amazing people. Like they all have such crazy stories, lives, and stuff that they bring to
Mhm.
the act of teaching you how to do this thing that they love. And you can feel that when they're teaching you, like they really
Yeah.
enjoy the thing that they're doing. And I think that's my favorite part about taking these when you do get to take these classes. My
Yeah.
problem when I take a class, I'll just be honest for those people out there who are like me, I avoided taking classes for a very, very long time because I don't finish projects on site. And that's
Oh.
sometimes by design for me, just because I get so interested in everything else that's going on. My ability to focus and do the thing is sometimes not the highest.
Mhm.
Um, but there's a couple of teachers here who have actually got me through, got me to finish the project. But I always tell people,
Kicking and
if
screaming.
that's what you're worried about, don't let that hold you back. Like
Yeah.
they're there to help you. They'll tell you how to finish it up when you get home. But
Mhm.
I think last year, I don't think we had a class that everybody didn't finish what they were doing.
I think we had a couple people that like in the open sew room, they like came in and but the teachers are there. All the teachers
Yeah.
are staying on site. Like all the teachers are there to hang. So, at night when you're doing open sew or whatever, the teacher's right there. So if you need help finishing your project, like, hey, can you just walk me through this? And they're always
Yeah.
there, we're there. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Most people will finish most of their projects,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
which
that's good
is
to know because I think that is a big deal. It's like I've taken a few close classes locally, and there's always a person that's like, I've never finished my stuff, and like me or like the teachers, because I'm like connected to that shop. Like I know the people and the people teaching the classes because I worked there for a little bit, and I'm just in there all the time for business purchases. But um so it's like we're all kind of like, okay, here's your next step. Like we're kind of like helping the people finish, because I think it's like
Right.
if you figured out and you're farther ahead, like also that community aspect, like you can kind of help the next person
Yep.
if they're struggling, get to your next step. So
Yeah.
sounds like your community will do that for each other too. So
Yeah,
Yes, they
absolutely.
really do. It's so much, it's so rewarding to watch and be a part of. And it's, again, it's not this giant event with hundreds and hundreds of people that you don't really get to see the same person more than once.
right.
You're definitely, be nice to everybody you see in the elevator, because
Yeah.
there's a good chance they're going to be in class with you later. So.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, well, that's exciting. And so September 12th through 14th, Salty Sew Something 2.0. People can find it on your Instagram or on the website, either saltysews.com or saltysewsomething.com,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and check it out. Okay.
Yep. And we also have a I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this word here, a Facebook group as well. Like, I don't know.
You're allowed to.
I
It's
know
fine.
that
It's secret.
it's the hated like platform situation, but we do have a group on there as well that
Okay.
people join. And it's also another community where people ask questions, etc., of each
Yeah,
other.
it's a pretty active group.
Okay. Good. Yeah. No, I still use Facebook. Like my business has a page on there. Like I'm active in a bunch of quilting groups. Like yeah, it still has relevance. I know it's like not everybody's favorite, but
Yeah.
that's what I tell everybody, because people are like, oh, I hate social media. I'm like, it's because you're not using it right. If you curate it properly, it can be a fine place to be. But if you don't, then that's your own fault.
Yes.
Right. Then it's the
It's
Wild West.
called
You have
your
to.
FYP for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Well, that's good. So there's lots of ways people can connect and figure out what's going on and get information from you guys or from other people, other attendees, and they can find vendors and all that stuff on there. So that's good. Well, all right. I think that we've covered the event, and now I just want to like get to know you guys, because you were recommended to me by Jenna of Thunderbird Handmade, and I love her so much. And so when she pointed me in your direction, I was like, you have to be good people, because she is such a good, genuine human, like we were talking about before. Like, um, so I just want to get to know you guys. So how did you start Salty Sews? Did you guys, how did you find each other? Yeah, like tell me everything. I need the tea. Spill the tea.
So it's funny because the name of your podcast sounds very familiar to how we actually became Salty Sews. And that is, we were in a sewing class together. And I walked in, I'm a huge introvert. Sarah obviously is a little bit more of an extrovert. And I was like, I'm gonna go sit in the corner and take this little class, and be by myself. But when I walked in, Sarah had a cup that had custom fabric on it. And I was like, oh, there's a custom fabric girly over there. So I went and sat next to her, and of course we were the nuisance of the entire class for the rest of the class. But
Yeah.
I did feel bad for the teacher. But the situation that we had was they were just not engaging us at the level or the things that we wanted to learn.
Mm,
Like, it was definitely not geared towards our style. And we
okay.
walked out of that classroom and went, I had so much fun in this class with you. I just wish that there were more classes that taught things like how to make a bag, or, in a bag that looks like something I would carry, not my grandma would carry.
Not the
Right.
kitchen boa.
And listen, I am a grandma, so I'm no shade to grandmas
Sure, sure,
at
sure.
all.
Yeah.
But I have, I try and pretend like I'm slightly youthful still, and a kitchen boa was not it for me.
Nope.
So
No. I have a personal vendetta against kitchen boas.
she really does. So we walked away going, we really wish that there was more. And then next thing I know, there was an event happening here in Florida.
Mhm.
And Sarah calls me and she goes, you're going to come to this event with me, because I
Mm.
don't want to sew alone, and you're coming. and we had not talked to, now mind you, we had not really talked to each other or engaged and got back together again because as humans, we're not the best, but
Well,
um,
we met and it was the
COVID.
November before COVID. So it
Yes.
was like
Oh,
we met and then everything shut down. And I had a newborn baby and it was like a whole thing. So
okay.
she was like, make me some masks because I don't want to do it. And then once it kind of circled back around, I was like, hey, there's this thing. Like, come with me to this thing. It's more our vibe. Like, let's check it out. And yeah,
Yeah.
so we
Okay.
took some classes there
Okay.
and we're like, we can do this. We can teach people how to do stuff.
Well, that is what she said.
Here's what I said.
You're
And
like,
then the next
you
thing I know,
can.
after we finished it, after we walked away from it, the next year comes around and it's time for that event to come back. And this one calls me and goes, hey, I did a thing. And I said, you did what thing? She said, I signed us up to teach at this thing because I'm pretty sure we can do it.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like,
Mhm.
what are we teaching, my gal? Like, we didn't
Yeah.
have a name, we didn't have anything.
It's
She's like,
Debbie's
we can do this. I
favorite
know we can
when
do
I
this. Because at
say
that point we
I
had
did a
sewn
thing.
together a little bit. I have 20 something years of corporate training on how to train people.
Mm.
And we were just like, we can apply our life skills and make this happen. And we did it. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a cluster. Like,
Yeah.
but the benefit of
It
it
wasn't our
was
fault though. Like
it wasn't our
it was
fault.
just inexperienced. We
Yes.
learned a lot.
We
Mhm.
learned a lot. Like, we went in going, we're going to teach these people how to cut, and not
Mhm.
thinking because we're ADHD, right? That time, that how time works is a whole
Time
Yeah.
other concept.
optimism, I've learned, is what it's called.
However, even though it was a little bit of a crazy situation, we stuck it out. Like, we stayed with all of our students into the night because there was an open sew situation there, and we were like, come to the room and we're going to finish this.
Yeah,
And
there was a 24-hour
everybody,
sewing room, and we're like, we're here. Let's do it.
No
Like,
sleep,
yeah,
no like no
exactly, we're
breaks.
surviving on tater
you're
tots,
finishing your dress.
Yeah.
But in almost everybody, with the exception of maybe two people, finished. And the two people that didn't finish was by design. They were like, look, I don't have it in me. I can't. I
Sure.
don't want to. But one of them, literally, I want to say it was like, what, a year later, Sarah posted her
Yes.
granddaughter on our
Yeah.
page, spinning in the dress, going, I did it. I finally did
I
it.
finally
So
finished.
she took it out of restriction. But in that one class, we kind of, through our willingness to stick it out and make sure that they finished and be helpful, even though it started out a little rough, we built a little bit of people who really were like, okay, you need to teach more. You need to do more. We want to do more with you. And
Mm.
we just kind of cultivated from there.
Okay.
And it's been a lot of fun. I can't, my daughter tells me I'm the absolute worst retired person she knows. Because at the time that I went to that class where I met Sarah, I had literally just left the corporate world and
Okay.
was retired and was gonna just be a grandma and so close for my granddaughter and move on with my life. And Sarah was like, "No, thank you, ma'am.
Nah.
Um,
We got more to do.
we got more to do."
So now
Yeah.
Debbie has serious, serious PTSD for whenever I call her and I'm like, I did a thing. She's like, oh my God,
Yes.
no.
She's like, please.
She gets so nervous when I say either that or if I say, I made an executive decision. Those are her two favorite phrases out of
I'm
my mouth.
sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
But it worked out. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
And here you are
Yeah.
Yes.
in this era of teaching people to sew stuff and building a community of people who can rely on each other, which I think is
Yeah.
so
And we're having
important.
fun while we're doing it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the
Listen,
most
there is
important part.
always something
absolutely.
interesting that happens at one of our events.
I'm sure. I can only
Always.
imagine. I can only imagine. Yeah. I mean, when you mix that many people together, there's gonna inevitably something's gonna happen.
Yes.
So that's good. That's really funny. So yeah, I guess when did you settle or decide on the name Salty Sews and what kind of gave you that direction?
So we are when I said, I can't remember if I said it recording or not, but we are not the adults of the sewing world is the
Right.
best way to put it. We are who we are, unfiltered. We, even though I came out of retirement, I refuse to go back to, I have to be this particular way. I am who I am, and I'm not going to kind of filter that. If I'm
Yeah.
not for you, that's okay.
Sure.
But hopefully I find my people, and I think Sarah feels the same way, and so do a lot of the people that we engage with. And we do not always have the best mouths. We got a little bit of a potty mouth. We do try and be good, but there are some times that word just has to fly, and it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
So we I was like, when we were talking about it, I'm like, okay, we definitely have to have something that addresses that kind of puts a label on us without putting a label on us, so that people aren't shocked if we're, if we were
Yeah.
called the sweet sews, like, and you
Yeah.
came on and you were watching us and listening to us, because we bicker like siblings. Like, literally, we cannot control ourselves. And we always walk out of class going, we have to stop fighting.
People are like, oh my God, mom and dad are fighting again.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's like we have there is a lady who comes to a lot of the sewing events. Her name's Anne Marie Mitchell. And when you come to our event, if you come solo, I always tell people when we kind of kick it off, if you don't have a friend and you want a friend, Anne Marie is everybody's friend. And I mean that wholeheartedly. She's one of our teachers. And she is, and she'll come up and she'll just be like, hey, Deb, do you want some chocolate? Or here's some coffee, Sarah. Please stop trying to kill Debbie. Like, it's
just like,
so we were
girls.
like, we definitely have to have that in there. So I was like salty, and we were going to be the salty bees. Because I was Ginger Bee Stitches and Sarah was She's So Extra. And I don't know what happened. My brain goes, and I just woke up in the middle of the night and I'm texting Sarah at, I say the middle of the night for me is 5 a.m. I'm texting Sarah at 5 a.m. We're going to be salty sews as long as it's not taken. And it wasn't taken. So
there you go.
That's what we went with. And it definitely works for us.
So then once you get to know us, you're like, oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. That tracks.
It makes sense. Yeah. I love that. No, and I mean, same thing with the name of my show. It's like, I want people to know, like, you're coming into something different. And I think the idea that you have to be prim and proper, like the number of times people have said, like, I would like your podcast if you didn't swear. And I'm like, thanks for checking it out anyway, I guess. Like, but this is who I am, and I'm not going to turn myself down so that you don't feel so uncomfortable. Like,
right.
I'm
gonna take up my space. If my space is not a space for you, then you don't have to be in my space.
Right. Like, your discomfort,
there are plenty
is not
spaces
my problem.
for exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because like we do OSQE, the Original Sewing and Quilting Expo. So we do a few of those a year, and you'll get your standard. We teach our EBTM tote, and we get a lot of quilters, like a lot of like steadfast, like older ladies, and they come in and they're all prim and proper, and like it's so funny to watch them like relax. And they can take their little like prim and proper grandma mask down, and they're like, this is stupid. And like they'll totally like it's so hilarious, because they come in and they have that robe on, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm around all these, it's just how they've been taught to act in that situation.
Right.
And they come into our classes and they're like, oh, I can chill out. I can relax. I can swear at my project in front of all these people. Like, not in like only in front of my cat.
Right. Like, so we all do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's just so funny. And I love it so much to like, to see these women just like take a breath and like, oh, okay. And just, it's almost like they're able to like enjoy it more, because they can like just be more themselves. Like they can be the person that they are, cursing at their machine, telling their cat that it's a piece of,
even if that's not who they are, sometimes watching them do it for the first time, just letting something fly in public is adorable. It is freaking adorable. So
no, I love that. And I think it's like giving permission to just be a human. Like we
Yeah.
all fuck up our projects. We all say shit. We all want to rip stuff to shreds when it doesn't work right. And like
Mm-hmm.
you can pretend like you don't. And if you really don't, like, I don't know what planet you're from, but it's not this one.
Like whatever medication you're on, can you please share?
Mama needs some.
Yeah.
Because that's just not how the world works necessarily. And so, like, I can understand people just like finding ways they don't, whatever, but also there's space for it. It's fine. It doesn't make you any less than. Like, I think that's it, is like just being treated like you're less than for swearing. Like,
Yeah.
Right,
no, I
right.
actually have a really fucking great vocabulary, and it's because I swear that my vocabulary is so rich because I actually find new ways to talk about things, like because I have
Yes.
special words, like, and you're limited, and that's your problem. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I mean, but for me, it's like I definitely have people in my life. My husband does not cuss. He
What?
just doesn't. So when he does, it's serious business.
Hmm.
And he gets frustrated with songs and stuff. It's hilarious to me. I'm like, how did you marry me? Because
Right.
I have never in my entire life had a filter. Like, and it's hard to believe for people. I used to be worse.
Me too.
So he's like, I don't know. He's like, it's just part of your language. So it doesn't register to me. And
Yeah.
I don't shame him for not cussing, but I find it's perfect for me because then I know when he's really upset.
Yeah.
When he's
Yeah.
when it's cereal.
When it's serial business. So we also speak in Bluey.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
By the way,
Yeah. You have to. I mean, you
there
have
are
to.
The best show
there are
ever.
the adults in our life. Is
Yeah.
Chili and Bandit.
I
So
know. Same. I'm like,
take
you're my parents now.
take that
That's right.
for all it's worth.
I know. My sister and I watch it. She's 15 years younger than I am. So like
Oh wow.
there's a big spread. So I'm like, and I just tell her because she's 24 now and being an adult and doing stuff. And I'm like, I just don't know like where the boundary of like being parental and being sisterly is sometimes. And
Yeah.
it's like hard for me to like find that. And she's like, it's fine. I just like, it's fine. She's like, that's just our dynamic. She's like, how are you not going to be motherly to me when you were so old when I was born? Like you were
Right.
almost an adult when I was born and you had to, go off to college and become this adult while I was still just like running around wreaking havoc on mom and dad. Like she's a little ginger and my
Oh, I'm
God.
sorry.
No, I'm
We're a
not. I
lot.
think it's the best. Like my mom is also a ginger, so well, strawberry blonde, but still they're fiery.
Listen,
Um
strawberry blondes are just as ginger
oh,
as everybody
They
else.
are.
yeah, yeah. No, they're
There's still mutations. Like, I'm
I
getting
know.
old, so mine's toned down a little bit.
I know my mom's
She's
looks
still
more
in
like
there.
mine now, but uh no, it's still pretty strawberry. But anyway, it's but yeah, we definitely like find things like we've watched all Bluey together. And then we got more like, Mom, you need to watch the show. She's like, okay. So she watched it. She's like, why am I watching this cartoon? We're like, we don't know. We're like sobbing together. And
The amount of times I cried during
yeah,
the Bluey special,
Oh
it's
yeah,
slightly
that one's
terrifying. I
rough.
could cry now just thinking
I
about it.
know. I
Right?
know. I'm like, don't
It's
bring it up.
rough.
I will cry.
Yes.
It's like too precious. But
Sorry.
It is.
um
Trauma.
yeah, I know. So it's I fully get it. I love Bluey. With your classes, do you stay mostly locally? Do you guys travel a lot to teach? Like what do you have stuff online? Like how can people take your classes?
So we do a lot of traveling. A lot of traveling. Um, and we go to different shows. We also have done numerous retreats. Um, so we're open to anything.
Okay.
But we also do teach here locally. We have a shop, but unfortunately, because we have been traveling so much, the ability to teach here has been a struggle because between the travel and what we do to our shop in between
Prepare for the
travel, like
next.
again, not the adults of the sewing world. My husband literally called, we were at a show. He had to deliver this industrial behind me to
Mm.
our shop while we weren't here. And he called me with the person who helped him from the show, who helped him deliver it. He's like, "You girls need to clean your room. This is insanity." And the guy who helped him, who doesn't even really know us, is in the background going, "Yeah, for sure.
Oh
You
my
need to
God.
clean
Yeah.
this room."
You're like, butt out. This is none of your business.
Like, listen, get
Just
out of
give me
there.
the
I
machine.
know where everything is. It's fine.
Get back here and pick up this other thing that I
They're
just bought
my
by accident
piles.
of.
Yes,
So we've not
exactly.
been able to teach here a whole lot
Okay.
as much as we anticipated we were going to do.
Mhm.
But next year we're hoping to change that. And also in the fact that we're hoping to change that, and we are going, that's our resolution. We are going to do our virtual classes
Oh,
here
Okay.
as well. And our first virtual class is actually going to be the EBTM, because we have a ton of people who have bought kits at our events. And I do have a great video tutorial if you're not comfortable with it, but there are people who are like, I just wish that I could get into a class with you to
Mm.
learn it, because I, obviously as the creator of it, it can help you through the things they're afraid of.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what we're going to tackle first, is the people who have the kits and want direct help. We're gonna do a video tutorial, not a video tutorial.
Virtual
video class.
class.
Thank you. Those are
There's
those are the
Okay.
words.
For
I lose my
context.
words regularly, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
If
For
you're in a class,
context.
you if you've ever been one of our classes,
Oh,
you know my favorite word, and it is Jimmy Jam.
yeah.
If I do not have the word for it, it is a Jimmy Jam or a jam.
And words are hard.
Words are
You
hard.
will hear that a lot.
Yeah.
But for context, the EBTM that she's referring to is our flagship pattern. It's the Everything But the Machine tote,
Mm.
which is a travel tote
Okay.
for like sewing classes, because we do a lot. Like we said, we travel a lot. We're always on the go. We're always teaching classes for like in other places. So
Okay.
it's a tote that goes around a Sterlite drawer unit where you can put all your stuff, and it has a little trolley pocket to go on the back of your sewing machine. So when you're cruising around sewing events, whatever, you have all
Okay.
of your stuff with you. It's all organized and it's all in a pretty case. So
Okay.
that is our number one sellout class when we do events.
Okay.
Um, and yes, we refer to it as the EBTM, and we do sell
EBT.
pre-cut kits and so on and so forth. So that's what she's talking about. Sorry,
Okay.
Mike.
So
Sorry,
everybody,
I just
no, it's fine. I knew what it meant because I had looked it up. Like I was looking, that's what I do. Like I have to figure out
Sure,
who you
yeah.
are and like kind of understand what's going on. So I have questions to ask and things. But I did see everything but the machine. And I was like, when you first said it, I was like, oh my God, my brain was like, we know what that means. We know what that means. I'm like digging through my filing cabinets and I'm like, right, everything but the
Right
machine.
there it is.
So that's
Yeah.
so cool that it like wraps around a Sterilite case like that. Cause like being like, because you can have that in your own sewing space and then just zip it up and bring it with you instead of having to repack a different situation.
Exactly.
I love that. Because that's like the worst part of taking a class is like having to pack up your shit to go.
Yeah, like what
And
do I need? What should I bring? Like what am I putting
inevitably,
it in?
yeah, like inevitably I forget something and I'm like, I have to buy something new, which I think they do it on purpose, but that's fine. Um, just kidding. But I'm not. And so that is so nice to be able to just be like, this is where my stuff is. I just zip it up and take it with me. And then there's a place for
I'm good to
everything.
go.
I
I
love
have
that.
And it's like I
literally
like to
everything.
I
You
like to
need
have
it,
one
I've got it.
for
Yeah.
I have one for my serger, and then I have one for like my bag making. So
Oh,
it's like, because you need, some of the same stuff, but not really,
right.
like I don't need my hemostats when I'm serging, but I need my little thread puller tool thingamajig,
Yeah.
so
Your
Yeah.
prim tool.
it's prim. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you're like, oh, I'm going to a sewing class. Scoop, let me get this one. Or a
Yeah.
clothing class. Scoop, let me grab that, so
Yeah.
Or if we're
it's
going
super
together and we
handy.
know we're going to do a surging and we're going to do a bag class, I'll bring the bag EBTM
Right.
and she brings the surgery EBTM.
Yep.
Okay.
So we kind of pool our resources like that. But usually
Yeah.
it's my EBTM that winds up getting the
Yeah, hers
beans,
has literally everything in it. It weighs like 30 pounds. Like it's insane. But
because
sturdy,
there's
sturdy.
there's I have notebooks in the side of that thing. I have
Oh yeah.
rulers. I have a whole trash can in there. And
Yep.
everything's a double-sided tape. It's wild. I have
Wow.
Oh
abused
yeah. Everything I own, I shove in that thing.
Yeah. That's incredible. How fun. And like, I can't even tell you how many of those little drawer sets I have from being a teacher. And like, when I quit, I like obviously brought them all home because I'm like, I bought these with my own money. They have my name. I put my name, everything I bought with my own money. I put my name all over everything. Like,
Oh heck
even
yeah.
down to my favorite Flair pens. I used a label maker to print my last name like how 24 times, and I wrapped it around the end of every single one because I was like, you are not stealing my pens.
Right.
Anyway, so having like my things, so as the eldest daughter, like having my things in their space where like I know that they're going to be protected and safe is like so important to me because siblings and
Yep.
just being like, well, you're the oldest, you have to share. And I'm like,
No.
what
But
the hell I
also,
do.
if you have kiddos,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they love to raid your craft,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
your space.
Yeah.
So
They're like, what's
I
this?
can
What's this? What's
say,
this?
don't touch that box.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah. Like that is not for you.
Yes.
I love that. Well, that's so fun. And I think a virtual class sounds like a great idea because then people can ask you questions in the moment. I think that's the benefit of an in-person class over like tutorials are great if you just can't take a class or you want to make something where you're like, there isn't a class for this. The online
Mhm.
tutorial is wonderful because you can pause and you can go back as much as you need to, but that is second best to being able to ask the instructor in
Mhm.
the moment and just be like, what is this part where like I can't get this thing to work? You can just solve it right there instead of having to like go onto forums or the Facebook group or
Right.
ask the internet. Like,
And not only that, I've now been teaching this class for as many years as we've had it. And I have definitely come up with new ways to do things and better ways to do things than my
right.
initial strikeout.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what happens over time, right? You
Yep.
teach something a million times and you find more efficient ways to communicate the steps and what to do and how to help people and you
Mhm.
troubleshoot all the things. And so that's awesome. I love that. And give more people access to it because an in-person class only so many people can come, but virtually you
Yep.
can
Right.
theoretically
Yeah.
host more depending on how like spread thin you want to be, but
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I like it. Will you teach more than the EBTM?
Yes,
Okay.
we will teach clothing. We do a lot of clothing was where we started, and it
Okay.
is definitely where our heart is in clothing.
Okay.
So we do clothing classes. There are some clothing classes that we don't, if we don't feel it lends itself to virtual learning, we won't do it.
Okay.
Or because sometimes you can tell people all day long you have to have this level of skill to do something. And but there, I'm the same way. I'm pretty sure I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're sitting there with 5 yards of swim trying to sew something going, I don't understand why this isn't coming together. And it's can be a challenge to troubleshoot over the computer. But that might also be something that changes for us as we get better at virtual teaching,
Yeah.
figuring out how to, because in the classroom, Sarah and I, we are not a stand at the front of the class teacher set duo.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we divide the class because we have to pit against each other, like legitimately. My side's going to finish before
As you
your
do.
side. End of story, as you do. And then we wander the whole time because people don't all learn at the same pace.
Right.
So it's part of, because sometimes when we go to teach at events, they're like, both of you go in and teach at the same time. They're very confused by it.
Yeah.
We're like, look, it's what works for us. First of all, we have two very different teaching styles. So
Mm-hmm.
we kind of pick the students who you can tell quickly who's picking up what you're putting down and who's not. And usually, if they're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'll just go, Sarah, can you come help?
Yeah.
Or she'll go, Deb, can you come? Because
Yeah.
I'm an overthinker and Sarah's an underthinker. She's a just do it. And I'm a wait a minute.
I don't think that's a
underthinker
thing.
doesn't sound right. That's
I
not
don't think that's a thing. I think you just made that up.
but I'm gonna
Sandra.
use it forever.
Sandra's the
now.
underthinker. Somebody
She's
called
a
me
fly by the
Sandra
seat
the
of
other
she's
day.
a fly by the seat of her pants. She's like, you know what? We're just gonna try it. I'm not going to spend
I'm
20
I
minutes.
mean, it's fine. It's
Yes,
fine.
It's
It's gonna
fine.
be
it's
fine,
fine. It's
and
fine.
we're gonna just do it. We get through it.
So when she
Under thinker.
encounters, and we do encounter that a lot when we're trying to teach people, quilters specifically
Hmm.
are definitely overthinkers. Like,
Yeah.
we want to think about how this is going to look in the end and all of our seam allowances. And
Hmm.
when you're dealing with clothing, you can't do that. Like, you
No.
just have to accept that there are some things that you just got to move past.
Yeah.
So we tag team off of each other in that manner. And then we also get everybody through the class almost all at the same time at the end, which is really weird because where some people struggle, others don't. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
Yeah.
it all nets out, but it's funny, especially when we're dealing with culture classes. We've definitely had people who are like, they were convinced we're not going to finish this. And there's definitely some people who are very upset because we're not teaching. They want everything to be at the same pace. But by
Right.
the end of the class, those same people have come up to us and been like, I didn't think we were going to do it, but that was amazing. And I can't believe we finished this, but
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So we've got to learn how to apply that to virtual first before we can
Yeah.
before
Hmm.
before yeah, before we have the comfort level to do some of our classes. Like,
Yeah.
specifically, the one that I would say I have the most hesitation on is we're teaching it at Salty So Something is the running skirt. Everybody loves
Yeah.
that pattern, but
Mm.
it's something right now for me until I have a hand on virtual learning. I would want it to be a hands-on class mostly. So,
Okay.
Sarah, what do you agree? Like,
Yeah, I think that the running skirt I think would be a challenge. I'm just over here underthinking, sorry.
you're just over there
Um
underthinking. I don't think, and challenge isn't the right word because I do think it could be done. I think I
be
want
done.
this
It
to
could be
be
done,
there.
but it definitely would require a level of pre-knowledge of
Hmm.
what you know what I mean, of what you're doing with the cert. You'd have to know how to use your cert. It's not a beginner class.
So we
So
might build
Okay.
up some prereq
mhm.
classes, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
where if you've
like
done
a
these
raglan
classes with
hoodie
us, you can take
or
these
whatever. Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
Yeah. 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 I think that's kind of natural too when you're starting something new, like figuring out how to transition it from, in person to virtual, whatever. Like it just takes some doing and figuring out. And I mean, I can imagine that just like learning your in-person classes and coming up with better teaching methods over time, like it's going to be the same way virtually. You're going to figure out what works and doesn't work. And
Exactly.
yeah,
coming from the space where I was teaching kids in person and then I had to teach on Zoom all of a sudden, I can tell you it's a wild ride, but it can be
Yeah.
done. It can be done. So
Yeah.
that's good to know.
I have faith in you. It's- and you can have all the time in the world you need. Like you can make your schedule. You don't have somebody being like, well, I hope you can completely reinvent your job in 2 weeks and
Right.
have deadlines like that from someone else. So at least you have the flexibility to make it work for you. And if you try it and you're like, whoa, that did not work, then you can kind of pull back, reassess, and make
Mhm.
it figure out what to do to make it work versus
Yep.
whatever the gross alternative is. So
That's the goal. It also it comes back to us being adults and actually sitting down and doing it. And
yeah.
that's why I said it's definitely on our goal. It's been on our goal sheet for a while.
Mhm.
But the travel, while it is so much fun, I love traveling so much. It's in my blood.
Yeah.
Um, Accomplishing other things while you're doing all that traveling is a little bit of a nightmare. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Especially when you
exhausting.
have time optimism or time blindness or any of
Mhm.
you're just like, oh, it's fine. I'm just going to get this done in this
Yeah.
time period. And then you're like, that is physically impossible. Like, it's just not a thing. And then
Yeah.
you have to reassess and
you have to focus, Sarah, as I
Mm.
call it. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, focus,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Focus, Sarah.
She's such a butthead.
Oh my God.
she definitely focuses me just as much. We both have
Yeah.
I
similar
have to I
craziness.
have to pull her out of her overthinking and drag her down into the
Drag her
underthinking land.
under.
Yes, drag her under.
Yes. She's like, come
That's so
down
funny.
here. Come
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
sit down. And
It's
I'm like,
better.
no,
It's
come up
better
here and be
down here.
neurotic with me. Please and thank you.
Yeah. She's like, no, it's better down here. Yeah. I definitely like time blindness is hard for me. And so I can just imagine like I say yes
It's a
to things. I'm like,
thing.
yeah, I can do that. And then I'm
It's
like,
such a thing. Yeah. I'm
I
like,
can't
oh, okay, I have
actually.
all these things to do and I have this time to, oh, that's fine. Like, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, halfway through the things and time's over and I'm like, what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
How am
I
I
was
not
I
as
had
fast as
this
a
whole
machine?
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you mean I can't quilt a king size quilt in a day? Like what? Like,
What
But you know
do you
what's funny
mean?
is you can. I made one quilt for 20 plus years and I was ready to throw it out because I was like, these colors aren't even in style anymore. And my daughter cried and she was
uh,
like, Mom, I've been watching you make that quilt almost my whole life. I want that quilt. You have to finish that quilt. And this thing was still in pieces. I literally finished it the next day
oh my God.
because it was almost Christmas. And I was like, well, I'll just make it and give it to her for a gift. And
Yeah,
I just finally sat down and did it. So the timeline is works both ways. Like
that's true.
the
That is
the
true.
it tells you you can't do something. And then when you just sit down and do it,
Right.
it's wild how
It also tells
it
you you
just
can do
comes together.
47 things in the span it takes you to do 3 things. So
Yes.
that's the other side of it that I'm like, that's where I
That
get stuck. I'm
I
like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I got
That's
it.
my
And then I'm
I
problem.
like,
definitely struggle with that more. My
yeah.
husband says, I don't understand how you don't know how clocks work. Like
Oh,
I
I
don't
know.
get it. Like
I hear that too.
it's not
Yeah.
that challenging. I'm like, yes, yes, it is.
Actually,
Yes,
it's
sir.
really hard. Time is arbitrary and I hate this. Okay.
Right.
Who said? Who said?
Who said why?
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like we're in a very similar boat of
Yeah.
just like wanting to do all the things, but also not paying attention to the clocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's.
And I
uh,
feel like that's a big thing in our community. Like
yeah.
It really
so
is.
many people that I've met, I'm like, and I think that's why we're now that sewing has become big again in the next generation, even though it's not acknowledged as much as it should, because I see people saying this is a craft that's dying. I'm like, no, it's not.
It
It's
is
very much
not.
thriving.
Yeah.
We just are a little bit quieter. But I don't know. Like we just don't make full wardrobes for our children anymore.
Yeah.
But it's definitely thriving and the people are coming together. And I think we're realizing that part of why we haven't had those bonds or those friendships is because we are different thinking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
neurospicy. And
Mm.
maybe we weren't everybody else's version of spicy, but we definitely do well with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And finding those people is nice.
Right. Well, and I think too, like so much of the textile world has been reduced to like women's craft. And so we've been taught that it's silly and that it's just a little hobby and it's not worth talking about or sharing. So, I mean, there's times I find out people, they're like, oh, yeah, I've been sewing for like 12 years. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, why don't you talk about it? They're like, I don't know. It's just, I'm like, that is a life skill, my friend. Like, that is not something to scoff at or like, so I think there's just also been like a weird gap where like people do it, they just don't talk about it because they've been
Mhm.
told it's silly or that it's
Yeah, like
frivolous.
almost like a stigma
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but like oh, like that's an old lady thing to do. Like
Yeah.
just that's a shameful, not shameful, but like
Right. Like,
not
oh,
something to like celebrate. Like, oh, I do
It's
this
it
thing.
it
it's not an achievement. It's not a
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
my
it's not a
but it
trophy.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
there was definitely my grandma made my mom's whole wardrobe. So you being able to sew that doesn't mean anything, but it does. My person, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we've like you were saying, we've just been taught to,
Yeah.
but
be
also at
less.
the same time, not to shade the dudes. We've had dudes in our classes
Oh,
that are
absolutely.
one of our
Yeah.
first clothing classes that we did at a big event. We had a Vietnam vet in there.
Oh,
Hmm.
It was their first time ever sewing anything.
that's incredible.
And he made a hoodie and it was absolutely amazing. Like
I love
I
that.
was when they joined the class because we had geared the class towards women. That
Mhm.
was our bad, but we picked a pattern that was meant for women, and we had to reach out and go, "Your name is," I think it was Axel.
Yeah,
I was
Axel.
like, "You definitely don't sound like a gal. I could be wrong, but we
Yeah.
just want to make sure that you understand." And we were offering them patterns like, "Is there another pattern that you might be interested in?" And they were like, "No, just I'll make
I'll
it for
just
my
sew this one.
daughter. Like,
Yeah,
it's
he's like, I'm
fine."
gonna make it for my wife. He was so excited, and we
Yeah,
still
oh,
run
the
into him
wife.
from time to time
Yes.
at
Oh,
events,
cute.
and
It's
he's
amazing.
always shocked that we remember him.
You're like, no, you don't understand. You stand out, my friend. Like
Yes,
you're an
absolutely. And he did
anomaly.
a great job. Like he had so much fun. And
Yeah.
like he was so proud of himself. Like it was very cool.
And
Mhm.
we've definitely had other guys in classes, and I love everybody, but I definitely do, because I am a gal. I can only speak from my perspective, and in my
Yeah.
perspective, I do feel like we've been told that we're not allowed to be proud of things that we should be proud of. So,
Yep. Yeah.
like I said,
100%.
just I'm
Yeah.
taking up that space.
Yeah.
I'm reclaiming that space
Yeah.
Well,
to
I'm
be
all about
proud.
taking up space.
Which
Oh,
I'm getting overly animated over
that
here,
was
which is
scary.
why one of the evening events at Salty So's is Show and Tell.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're having a Show and Tell, and you bring your Show and Tell item, something you want to show off that you're proud of,
Hmm.
a make that you made that you're proud of, and you'll get a free, because we're going to have a raffle. We're doing a raffle for a local charity called Harbor
Okay.
House, which is one of our local domestic violence shelters that takes in animals.
Oh,
Which is, both are very, very near and dear to my heart.
yeah.
But you get a free entry into the raffle, because we're going to have some really cool raffle prizes, and all
Oh,
the money for the raffle is going to
Harbor
that
House.
charity.
Okay.
So it's a bonus. You get to show off something that you're super proud of, even though I'm not allowed to show off my daughter. If
No,
Rude.
I'm
You're
like,
like, I
I made
made
that.
this.
I made this from scratch.
Yeah.
and
But
it doesn't have
apparently
to
I
be
had
anything
help.
sewn either.
So
Okay.
But yes, you did have help. That was not
I don't get to show it off the same way.
a
So I've got to
solo
find
project.
something else that I've made that I'm
Yeah.
proud of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it'll be cool because like it's in a space where you can be like, I did this. Look at how cool this is, and people are like, oh my god, yeah. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it is the right audience for
And
Yeah.
again, it
you to
goes
toot
back
your
to
own horn.
learning to take that space back up,
Hmm.
to be
Yeah.
proud of what you did.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
excited.
awesome. Yeah. I love like show and tells, like anything like that. Like my local guild does it. And it's my favorite part of the whole meeting because it's like people are showing off these fancy quilts or, whatever they made. And like I got up and showed the quilt jacket I made when I
Nice.
had finished it. And they were like, oh my God, I want to see it. So I was like, okay. And, letting people see it up close. And I think sometimes that can be a scary space for people because they've been in like guilds where their piece has been judged or they've been told that's a waste of fabric or that was a waste of thread or whatever, some ugly comment but it sounds like your event and your whole space, your whole vibe is to like, no, we're here to celebrate each other. We're here to celebrate the crafting world. We're here to celebrate the fact that we're sitting down to do something with our hands, with each other. And like, here's a place where you can show off and be proud of it. And we're going to be proud of you with alongside you. Like,
Yep.
Exactly.
yeah, I love that. That's so cool.
It's a
And
beautiful thing.
yeah, yeah. And I think there's still like we have like our inner children, like our little selves are still inside of us, like
To be healed.
wanting to be healed and wanting to be able to show things off without being shamed or turned away. And I think as adults, when we find spaces to do that, it's like so healing and it just feels really good. Like a little hug to your inner child and
Right.
it's precious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so cute. Well, I have just loved chatting with you guys and getting to know you and getting to know more about Salty Sews and what you guys do. And I'm really excited. Hopefully, some people hear about this and they can sign up for the Salty Sews something 2.0. I almost didn't say it right.
It's a
Salty
mouthful.
Sew something 2.0. It's September 12th and through 14th. So it's a weekend event. There's vendors if you can't attend classes, but there's also classes. There's still spots available in some of them. And people can just check it out at saltysews.com, salty_sews on Instagram, or saltysewsomething.com.
Yes. Or
Okay.
Salty Sows on Facebook.
Salty Sews on right, the Facebook group.
Yes.
The infamous Facebook group.
Yes.
Salty Sews Facebook group. Okay, great. And
Yeah. And
oh sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say we really appreciate you having us on and chatting with us and
Yes.
Yeah.
hearing our story.
Yeah, I'm glad we can make this
Cool.
work and
Yeah.
that Jenna introduced us because I just love, like I was telling you guys, like I just get overwhelmed. There's so many people out there and I'm like, well, who can be on the show? And blah, blah, blah. Like I get in my head about asking. And so whenever someone reaches out and says, hey, have you had these people on the show or have you had this? And I'm like, oh, I haven't. And it just like eases that for me and people who know me well enough to know who I would want to talk to or
Right.
who would be good for the show. Like I just love that. And again, it's building community and it feels good to be seen. So
We
hopefully,
appreciate that we fit that bill.
yeah,
Very much
yeah.
so.
No, this has been so great. And so, but before we wrap up, do you guys have a tip or a piece of advice for the listeners that, are is tried and true for you? It could be sewing, it could be life, it could be anything, but something that is tried
So
and true for you.
I'll give the tip that I give in every class, which is stop trying to be perfect. Stop worrying
Mm,
about perfect. Just get it done. Just do it. Because if you go into any store, whether it's for a bag or clothing, and you look at the craftsmanship, it is also not perfect. I think we have told ourselves that what we pay for in the store has more value than what I can make, because it's better, because it's made better, or it comes together. It doesn't have an imperfect stitch, but I promise you, it has if you take the time to look, it
mhm,
has imperfect stitches. But what is more important than that, if you're worried that someone is going to tell you, oh, that stitching is off or your top stitching isn't perfect there, eject that person from your life. They are not your friend unless you asked for that level of critical feedback. If they are giving it to you unsolicited, they are not your friend. Kick them out of your life and find more positive people that are going to go, oh my God, I could not make that bag. You are amazing. And that's my
yeah.
granddaughter, and she's the only one that I hang out with. So, okay, sorry. Sarah?
One of my favorite thing to yell at people in class is comparison is the thief of joy.
Mm,
Like,
yes.
don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about my bag. Don't worry about her bag. Don't worry about her bag. Worry about your bag. And
Hmm.
your bag is perfect the way it is. It doesn't have to look like hers or hers or hers or his or them or whatever.
Hmm.
Like, don't compare yourself to others. Do you, and that's what's important.
Yep.
Like, don't be like, oh my God, they're so far ahead of me. Who cares? You ain't
Maybe,
making that bag. What you
yeah,
care about that bag for?
yeah. Yeah. Well, they
So
may have
yeah,
made 20 bags and you've made two. Like
right,
you don't know the
exactly.
person's skill versus your skills. Like, and I agree with both of you. Like the perfectionism kills your creativity. And then if you're always comparing your creative makes to other people's, you're never
Hmm.
going to move forward. Like you freeze yourself and then
Right,
Mhm.
exactly.
what
You paralyze yourself in this like expectation that no
right.
one else has. Like
Yeah.
Yep. It's
you're
only on
putting it on
you.
yourself.
That
Yeah.
Like, just
executive
let it
dysfunction,
go.
it's all on you.
Yeah, let it
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Just you're never going to learn if you don't keep moving forward and keep trying and like you're gonna mess it up and that's okay. That's what seam rippers are for,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
unfortunately.
I tell people, if I don't screw it up 5 times, then I don't know how to do it properly. Like
Right.
that's just how I learn. Like I learned by being like, oh shit, don't want to do that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
and I'm
100%.
like,
Yeah.
whoo, don't want to go through that. And then I do it
Yikes.
right the next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lie.
Well, okay, I do it right a couple times later.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's just part of that's part of life. And I think it's so funny that like we just have this idea that like we can't make mistakes or like, oh well, it's like, bro, this is your first time being a human. Like what do you expect of yourself? Like that you're gonna just
Right.
know everything all the time? You can't. Like
Mhm.
you weren't born knowing what you know now. So how the heck did you expect that you're gonna try something you've never done before and like just know how to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, every
And
day is a
so many
school
of us
day.
are self-taught sewers.
Yeah.
Like I used to go into sewing worlds, and try and engage with people, like in the quilting shops. We have
Hmm.
a store here, sewing studio, that's been here literally the whole time I've been sewing. Um, and I try and talk, but they use terminology that made zero sense to me because I taught myself to sew because I needed an extra $3 an hour at my job to be an alterationist. And I was like, that looks like something I can do. And I
Yeah.
want the $3.
Yeah.
So I just went in there and started altering, doing alterations.
Yeah.
But then I'd go in and I tried to talk to people because I wanted to learn how to do other things. And they'd be like, yeah, you just stitch in the ditch. And I know that sounds so dumb to not know what stitch in the ditch means.
You're
So
like,
I
and what ditch
felt
is that?
like it sounded so dumb.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
was afraid to say, and like you said, in what ditch is that? Until I
Yeah. What the
finally
hell does
got
that mean?
Yeah.
self-aware enough to go, I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, and they'd go, oh, well, zero problem explaining
Yeah.
it to me. Like they didn't, no shade was thrown or
Right.
anything. They were just like, oh, yeah, it means this.
Yeah.
And I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, you mean where the bunny goes?
They're
Whatever
like,
made up thing
sure.
I call it,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, because
Yeah.
that's what I do. I name everything, by the way.
I mean,
So
you got to do what you got to do. It's, yeah, I
sorry, I
think,
feel like I took us on a tangent.
no, I love tangents.
We're the queens of the Minnesota goodbye.
Me too. I
You'll never get
seriously,
rid of
there,
us.
I'm like, okay, so anyway, bye. And then I was like, oh, and then, da, 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 and I'm like, okay, oh, it's great time. Okay, anyway, bye. It's like, no, I totally get it. No, but what I was going to say is that I think a lot of us perfectionists, have, this idea that we can't look stupid, or we can't, again, that going back to like that fear of asking for help, or like not feeling like the person in front of you is going to give you the benefit of the doubt in the way that like they're going to help you. They're going to actually be of service to you. And so being able to say, I don't know what the acronym means. Like, can you explain? Like, you're telling
Yeah,
me
it's like
something
that
that,
struggle of admitting that you don't know something.
right,
It's like
in front
you
of
have
someone
this
else.
pressure, yeah,
Yeah.
to know everything.
Right. And you don't know how the other person's going to respond, because sometimes you get like, oh, sorry, and da da da, and they'll explain it.
Yeah.
Or you get the like, do you even sew? And I'm
How do you
like,
not know
but
that?
again, that goes back to the same thing that I said. If they're talking to you like that, they're not your friend.
exactly.
hard
Like,
pass.
who can I ask that's going to actually tell me? Like,
Yeah.
point me to that person, because you're clearly not on my level. So
Yeah.
The one caveat I will put to that is, if you've met me in person, I know this is a podcast, but my face, I have my face does things that I zone out is the best way to say it. But people sometimes interpret that as I don't want to engage. That is absolutely not true.
yeah.
Some of us don't have control
Yeah. I'm the same.
over what our face
like,
is doing when we're in a whole other planet. Like,
yeah.
Sarah will sometimes be like, why are you staring at me? I'm like, what? I was absolutely
I know.
not staring at you.
My husband's like, hello. I'm like, what? He's like, what were you thinking about? I'm like, I don't
What
even
year
know.
is it? What's
I'm
happening?
like, I
But
was somewhere
you can
else.
tell a difference in the
Yeah.
tone. In my opinion, you can tell when someone is shading you and when
Mhm.
someone is just, that's
Checked out.
kind of who they are.
I'm disassociating. I'm sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I disassociate. Oh, I should
Yeah.
make a sticker.
Ooh,
There you go.
that's a
Hold
good
on.
one.
Write that down.
Yep, because it'll
Do
be
it.
gone. Give it
Yes.
12 seconds. It's
12
gone.
seconds.
Write it on paper. I've got it on, I've recorded it. It's going out to
There you go.
public. So if you don't make the sticker, we're gonna come for you.
Okay.
Somebody else will make it.
Yeah, they'll steal your idea. Nobody steal this idea. Debbie's gonna make a sticker. I love it. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. I hope your event is so successful. I'm on the very opposite side of the country from you.
I
So
know.
I can't make it, but I hope one day that I can. And just because I want to meet you guys in person, and it just sounds like so much fun. But so everybody can check out Salty Sews. I'll put links in the show notes so that people can get to you directly. They don't
Awesome.
have to like, what was that? How do I spell that? You don't have to. You can just click on the link. And yeah, thanks again, and we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thanks.